Right now at 6, Evers in Onalaska. Wisconsin's governor speaking at a workforce development forum, and his message, fund child care. And public improvement projects. Lafarge awarded $1 million to create a better water system.
Watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Ken Kozarowski. Wisconsin's Department of Defense says Fort McCoy's controlled burn back on April 12th did not cause a massive wildfire. The so-called Arcadia fire burned over 3,000 acres, closed parts of major highways, and even forced some resident evacuations for 3 days. But DoD fire investigators in a new report say the installation's prescribed burn the same day was not to blame. That's because the military activity was more than a mile and a half away from the wildfire's starting point. Now, Fort McCoy also had a prescribed burn on April 11th, but the DoD can't confirm if that played a role in the Arcadia fire. Investigators say too much evidence was washed away by heavy rains in the days after. Fort McCoy leadership says they plan to meet with community members in the coming weeks to talk about the investigation's findings. The chief clerk of the Wisconsin State Senate has resigned. Michael Queensland has left the nonpartisan office following a, quote, credible allegation and an ensuing independent investigation. That's according to Senate Majority Leader Devin LeMahieu. LeMahieu's office added that Queensland has denied all allegations. The chief clerk serves as the Senate's administrator and handles various tasks, from announcing bills on floor session days to tracking the body's finances and records. Queensland had been serving in that role since January of 2021. It's been almost a week since the Wisconsin legislature gavelled in and out of a special session focused on workforce and child care issues. Today, Governor Evers says there's still hope that they'll find the resources necessary to save the state's child care industry. Evers appeared at the Winning with Wisconsin's Workforce Forum at the Omni Center in Onalaska today. Forum, one of 7 being held statewide to increase awareness of resources and strategies to help employers connect with workers. While there, Evers focused on what he calls a cornerstone to a thriving workforce, child care. Evers says the economic impact could reach $500 million if more investments are not made soon into child care. Evers says most of that impact would be from parents having to stay home to care for their kids.
At the end of the day, for every person that their child is no longer getting child care at a child care organization, that's one parent that's going to be staying home and leaving the workforce, and we cannot afford that.
Now, Evers had called for the special session over the summer to pass a $1 billion spending package to address workforce challenges. More than $300 million of that package would go toward keeping the pandemic-era Child Care Counts program up and running. Now, funding for that program is set to end in January. The Republican-controlled legislature adjourned the special session in 21 seconds. But the session does remain open, so that gives legislators a chance to revisit Evers' proposal at a future date. A lot of cloud cover in the Coulee region. A wet Tuesday for the area, but some dry time coming.
We've got some dry weather coming here, but still, we've got some showers and thunderstorms potentially going all the way through tomorrow, and that's what we're looking at right now. Overall, we've had the showers go through La Crosse. Eau Claire hasn't had much today in the way of showers, but really that line has pushed east. It's now really as you go further south of the La Crosse area, we're seeing some more of the activity. If you zoom in, pretty quiet right now over La Crosse. Most of it is pushed to the west. Just a few showers out there, but overall it should be fairly dry. It's been dry up Eau Claire. Unlike yesterday, we've had nothing much going on in the last 3 to 4 hours, so that's the good news. And further south, really Crawford County going into eastern Iowa is where more of the activity and even some heavier showers continue to persist too, but that should also wane here as we go in the later evening hours. Overall, the upper level low that we saw spin to south of the Twin Cities is now pushed further south. Now it's just in eastern Iowa, but still continuing the round of showers as it wraps up and around and then pushes it further west. We'll see more of that even tomorrow yet, but for this evening, a few showers here and there, but I think coverage-wise as we go through this evening will be less, so I think better shot you're going to see drier conditions overall getting to the low 60s. Later on, we'll kind of break down Oktoberfest, but we also got the full moon, the last supermoon of the year coming Friday morning, so we'll see if we actually can see that also a bit later.
Highly anticipated.
Yes.
Thanks, Greg. Well, $20 million. That is how much Governor Evers has awarded to some municipalities for public improvement projects across the state. News 8 Now's Michael Germain joins us now with the details. Michael.
Ken, the village of Lafarge received a $1 million grant in order to create a dependable and valuable water system. The village of Lafarge received a $1 million grant for improvements on Main Street.
So phase one was on the lower part of Main Street in Lafarge, where they were able to go in and replace the water mains and the piping system in that part of Lafarge, and now this will accomplish phase two, bringing it out and around and creating a loop for the community.
The project was made possible by the Community Development Block Grant, which assists in public infrastructure projects in low-income communities. New systems will be put in place to carry sewer water along with replacing the 100-year-old pipes.
So communities like this and other communities that may not have the tax base or the resources available they can continue to make the needed investments that are important for residents to feel safe, to feel secure, and to continue to attract businesses to come into areas like this.
The new system is expected to create a safer and sounder infrastructure for the village of Lafarge.
I think it just leads to a greater quality of life. People don't have to worry that their water is going to get shut down. Right now the system is failing, and so I think it's very frustrating for residents. And this investment will produce a much safer and sounder infrastructure, and so people can carry on with their life and not worry about having water shut off.
When the project is all said and done, it is expected to cost $1.8 million. Ken?
A lot of community impact on that project. Thanks, Michael. Well, the University of Wisconsin system is going on tour. UW System President Jay Rothman launched the Opportunity Tour today at the Cleary Alumni and Friends Center at UW-La Crosse. And no, that is not a spelling error in our lower third. It's to show off UW in the title. Now, the goal of this tour is to connect local businesses with the UW system. And this comes as the state has seen an increase in enrollment in some UW schools. The La Crosse Chancellor Joe Gao says having a good relationship with local businesses is key for student success.
Yeah, it's really wonderful when you see our students get internships with area companies. They do a great job. They get to find out what it's like to work there, and then a lot of times that turns into a job after graduation.
The next stop on the tour is at UW Oshkosh on Thursday. The Opportunity Tour will be stopping at all 13 universities within the system over the next couple of months. Coming up, the federal government could shut down this weekend. That's unless Congress can pass a spending bill. But for now, there's still only gridlock.
At Taco John's, we never judge a book by its cover. But if the cover is a one-of-a-kind flatbread coated in aged cheddar, crispy shredded potatoes, and our signature potato Olay seasoning, we say, judge the shell out of it. New Cheddar Crunch Tacos, only at Taco John's.
At Batteries Plus, we bring power to your life. Extreme heat is tough on your car battery. If you're not sure how much life is left in your car or truck battery, visit us for a free battery test today.
Get 11% off your entire kitchen upgrade at Menards. Clearview Cabinetry is flexible by design, so you can go from doors to drawers for storage that works at every stage. And the style is so easy to update. You can do it in a snap, meaning you don't have to remodel your space to make it work even better. Save over $400 on these Travick Hickory kitchen cabinets after rebate. Clearview Cabinetry, 11% off at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Are you looking for a high-paying career without any experience? Chart Industries has the opportunity you've been waiting for. Starting wage $30 per hour, highest pay in the area, guaranteed 40 hours, and so much more. If you are making less than $60,000 and want a healthy work-life balance, apply at jobs.chartindustries.com today. That's jobs.chartindustries.com.
You so-called drive-through contenders out there, Taco John's is coming for the breakfast belt. With the boldest, cheesiest, baconiest, potato Olay-iest breakfast burritos ever, we're not pulling any punches. The new breakfast champ is here. Try a bigger, bolder breakfast at Taco John's.
The calendar rolls over to October 1st this weekend, and that's when the federal government will shut down unless Congress steps in to pass a spending bill to keep things going. But there doesn't appear to be any movement toward a deal that would keep the lights on. So far, there's only gridlock. Christian Benavides has more.
Good morning. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy tried to pin the looming government shutdown on President Biden.
The president can really come down to this and make sure government stays open. All he has to do takes some action on the border to secure it.
But President Biden released a video saying it's the far-right Republicans that are calling the shots now, and he blames them for the inaction.
I'm prepared to do my part, but the Republicans in the House of Representatives refuse. They refuse to stand up to the extremists in their party. So now everyone in America could be forced to pay the price.
The House will be in order.
McCarthy plans to bring 4 of the 12 appropriations bills to the House floor Tuesday evening, but far-right Republicans have blocked previous attempts to even begin debate on the bills.
I never give up.
Mr. Speaker, I know that, but you have the vote.
I've got a lot of things I can try.
The House bills are partisan packages that are favored by Republicans because they include deep spending cuts, but they're also non-starters in the Democratic-controlled Senate. The Senate is preparing to pass a short-term spending bill to temporarily avoid a shutdown. But the same far-right House members blocking votes on spending bills say they will not vote for any short-term continuing resolution. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Senators are debating whether to include more funding for Ukraine as part of the short-term continuing resolution. A majority of senators support the money for Ukraine. However, it is less popular in the House, and adding that to the CR will make it harder to pass in the lower chamber. Still ahead, help name the rockin' sunfish. The finalists have been chosen, and now it's up to you to vote for what this old fish is going to be named.
And that weather that's eventually going to come to an end is going to be a good sign. You see the yellow curve here that indicates that we're going to see above average temperatures here coming for Oktoberfest and beyond. All that coming up a bit later on weather.
Experience the joy of home sweet hosting with help from Ashley. Pay 0% interest for 5 years in-store only. And shop guest-approved essentials starting at just $17 per month or $9.99.99. From our store to your door. Fall in love with being home at the all-new Ashley.
Hey, Nick. Like usual?
Yeah, please.
How's your day going?
Pretty good. Air conditioning went out at the house, and I got some guys coming over to fix it.
Nothing that G&T can't take your mind off of, right?
Oh, absolutely, man. I can always depend on G&T to put my mind at ease.
Especially when I make them, eh?
Well, I'm talking about G&T heating and air conditioning. They have never let me down.
G&T, the best heating and air conditioning guaranteed.
Maybe I should switch to G&T.
For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series trucks to help save the day. Stretch the weekend. Haul or tow just about anything, anywhere. That's because they're built Ford tough. And it's why Ford F-Series are America's best-selling trucks 46 years straight. And for that, we thank you. Now get a new 2023 Ford F-150 with 3.9% financing for 60 months, plus up to $3,500 in total savings. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
No matter what kind of store you visit, no matter what kind of tobacco you ask for, it's illegal to sell tobacco products to anyone under 21. So remember to bring your ID. It will get checked. Because in Wisconsin, 21 means 21, no matter what.
Stella-Jones Corporation in Bangor has immediate openings and wants you to apply. They say this job takes grit, attention to detail, and ability to work as a team. Stella-Jones Corporation is where safety matters and wages sustain a comfortable living. If you have what it takes and can stand behind our railroads, then we want you to apply today. $2,500 hiring bonus.
right now at Ashley. Pay 0% interest for 5 years in-store only. Plus, shop Ashley Sleep Queen mattresses starting at just $250. Or receive a free mattress with the purchase of a 5-piece bedroom set. From our store to your door. Get hosting ready at the all-new Ashley.
You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
One lucky lottery player right across the river just became 50 grand richer. According to the Minnesota Lottery, a $50,000 winning Powerball ticket was sold at the La Crescent Quick Trip at South 3rd Street. The prize can be claimed at any Minnesota Lottery office or by mail. No one won the Powerball jackpot yesterday, which is now at $835 million for tomorrow's drawing. Fingers crossed, everybody. And Onalaska Sunfish is still without a name, but you can change that. The finalists have been set for the Name the Rockin' Sunfish contest in Onalaska. They include Gilly, Bobber, and Finny. You can help decide which name wins. We've got a list of all the names and where you can vote on all of our digital platforms. Now, the voting will end at noon on Friday, October 6th, and that winner will be announced at the Onalaska Art Keepers Pumpkin and a Pint event on October 7th. This year's drought is affecting many different types of crops, but apple farmers say things aren't too bad for them, even if the apples you pick this year might be a little smaller. Research shows that droughts can lead to premature fruit ripening and dropping, meaning there can be less fruit to pick after hotter, drier weather. But local apple growers say have no fear, the apples are as red and delicious as ever.
We have the traditional apple trees that tend to have really deep, elaborate root systems, and they can weather pretty reasonable droughts. There was a point where we were thinking about starting to irrigate the orchard, but we decided against it, and they produced just fine without it.
Other than a batch of slightly smaller apples and fewer Honeycrisp than last year, Eigster's Farm says business is about as good as any other year. And of course, it's been a dry last couple of months and above average temperatures for this month of September, Greg.
Yeah, so far, and all this rain really is going to help out the spring. People think it's going to help with the fall, but it's more for spring precipitation. That's what we're looking at too. But the thing is, yeah, temperature is definitely going to be above average, and that is what we've seen previous. But if you notice this graph, all that yellow in the next 10 days, this is for La Crosse, but very similar for Eau Claire, that we're going to see well above average temperatures, and that translates to really, we're going to see probably 80 degrees for several days. So that's what we're seeing, that curve coming up there right now. Overall precipitation, you saw yesterday, we saw over an inch up in Eau Claire, so quite good. And really for Eau Claire and up to the areas to the north have done quite well with the precipitation. They haven't seen really the drought conditions that other areas, especially southwest Wisconsin, eastern Iowa, have seen. They're above average. Unfortunately, the airport didn't see much yesterday. They were kind of the unusual spot to get only 1600s. Otherwise, months were still dry, and that continues even in the early. For the airport itself, we're still below, but a lot of areas have picked up quite a bit in the last several days, and that's going to continue for tonight and even tomorrow, although coverage tomorrow won't be as far and more southern, really southwest Wisconsin as we go, and then dry looks like through next Tuesday. Temperatures around 70. Really, it's not, that's close to what we should be this time of year. 80s come back, as I already mentioned, all the way through probably Tuesday, and then maybe we start cooling back down towards the later half of next week, and cooling back down means you come back to about where we should be too. Overall, big picture, you'll see later tonight the coverage of it, really more widely scattered showers. A lot of areas will remain kind of dry overnight, more as you go further south, less as you go further north. But once again, as you wake up tomorrow morning, we might see a shower here or two for your morning commute, but I think a lot of areas will just be cloud cover. And then as we go in the afternoon, once we get a little bit of the sun come out, peeking through the clouds, I think you'll see an uptick in the showers and maybe a thunderstorm. But once again, if you're south of Eau Claire is a better shot. If you're going north of Eau Claire and up to those areas, mainly just afternoon cloud cover, not much in the way of a shower. And then through the evening hours, once again, could be a wet evening commute, but once again, very hit and miss and very short-lived showers that'll come through. And then that probably will be about it for the precipitation. Overall, the big picture is that swirl in the cloud is a low pressure that continues to push southeast. Eventually, it fills, it weakens, and by the time we get to Thursday, it's going to push far enough to get out of the picture, and then we're going to start seeing the system out to the west approach. But ahead of that, it's going to pull all that southerly wind, and it's going to pull the warmer temperatures as we go through. And really, it's going to push that storm track. A little bit of system right there by Saturday, but then by Sunday, notice everything gets pushed all the way to the north. Really southerly winds ahead of it. That should keep the 80s around here for probably Monday, even Tuesday, and then eventually it comes through, but it's going to take some time. Probably not until next Tuesday, Wednesday, we see any slight chance of rain. Otherwise tonight, mostly dry, but there will be isolated showers here and there. Upper 50s, low 60s, still mild for this time of year. And then as we look at tomorrow, once again, low 70s, upper 60s, a shower. mainly south of La Crosse. I think as you go further north to Eau Claire, it won't be as much, but once again, something we'll keep in mind of. Otherwise, we go to the 8-day forecast. Once we get past Wednesday, things definitely do improve. We're looking at the 80s coming back, low 80s, maybe even a mid 80 coming up there as we go through past the weekend. And once again, dry weather, probably not until next maybe Wednesday. So once we get through this, it should be fairly warm here. It doesn't look like any kind of cold air coming yet.
Okay. All right, Greg Barnhart with the latest. Thanks, Greg. And coming up next in sports, the Brewers can clinch the NL Central tonight at home. Plus, the Packers right back to business. Green Bay gearing up to take on division rival Detroit Thursday night. And top offensive guys, will they be healthy by then? Rob may have some answers after this.
The 2023 Fall Home Show going on now at the Board Store Home Improvements. High quality at a low price on windows and doors, kitchens and bathrooms, siding, decks, sunrooms, and flooring. Don't miss it.
At Stanton Optical, you can stop waiting forever for an appointment. Same-day eye exams and walk-ins are always available. I wish other things would happen as fast. Get 2 pairs of free eye exam and anti-glare lenses for only $79.
Hello? Yeah, this is Russell Nicolay. Yeah, bald head, sunglasses, you got it, yeah. Billboards, baby.
Whoa, 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 man. Hey, if they want the real Nicolay, they should get the real Nicolay. Thank you. Russell Nicolay here. Yeah, we can help.
In a world full of choices, make sure you get the real Nicolay.
Fake beard, really, man?
Well, come on, it's like looking in a mirror, isn't it?
I don't know about that.
It's Ford SUV season. Time to gear up for adventure, on or off-road. Get great deals on our capable lineup of Ford SUVs, including Ford Explorer, Ford Bronco Sport, and Ford Edge, all designed with technology to give you confidence on the road. Hurry in to your local Ford dealer. SUV season will end soon. Now, get 2.9% financing for 66 months, plus $1,500 FlexBuy cash on select Ford SUVs. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
Hi folks, Harvey Wood of Wood Sales and Service here. It all started with steel chainsaws 55 years ago. Wood Sales is now one of the largest family-owned and operated outdoor power equipment dealers in the Coulee region. We feature a large selection of products and services. Find Steel, Cub Cadet, Altos, Rambo e-bikes, Coyote tractors and implements, Valley forestry equipment, Central wood boilers, Green Mountain pellet grills. Wood Sales and Service, Black River Falls. Family-owned and operated for 55 years. WoodSalesService.com.
Welcome to Too Good to Guess. Can you guess how much 2 pairs of Progressives, a free eye exam, and anti-glare lens upgrade will cost at Stanton Optical? Only $135? Wow, a deal so good, every customer wins. Book your eye exam at Stanton Optical today.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now's Rob Schiff.
For Packers fans, the final 12 minutes of Sunday's game were as thrilling as it gets. And I know most of you are still riding high about 48 hours later. As for the green and gold, their focus has to shift pretty quickly to Thursday night's game against division rival Detroit. But will their big guys be healthy by then? Christian Watson hasn't stepped on the field for the Packers this year. Despite not having 4 of their best players on the field Sunday, Packers got as dramatic of a win as you could possibly get. An 18-point fourth-quarter comeback over the Saints, but there's no time to celebrate. Green and gold are gearing up for a short week of prep to get ready for the Lions on Thursday night. It's being reported that Aaron Jones will be ready to go. When it comes to Watson, will the second-year receiver be ready to go on Thursday? Here's what he said just a few hours ago.
That's the plan. The plan. Yes, sir. I got a lot of confidence in myself. I think that, we've been doing some really good things in the wide receiver room, but just to be able to add another element to that and another element to the offense, I think will be huge for us.
Guess we'll see Thursday night. Packers, Lions, Lambeau Field, both teams 2-1 so far this season. The winner takes sole possession of first place in the NFC North. Brewers and their fans might be popping some champagne tonight. The Crew can clinch the NL Central with the win over the Cardinals. The Brewers opening up a 3-game set with rivals St. Louis tonight at AmFam Field. Milwaukee's got 6 games left, 3 against the Cards, then 3 against the Cubs to wrap up the regular season. The Brewers dropped their final 2 games in Miami over the weekend, but a win tonight could erase all of that in a flash. Adrian Hauser gets the ball from Milwaukee. First pitch is just about 15 minutes away. As for the Twins, they've already wrapped up the AL Central, Minnesota clinching its 3rd division title in the last 5 years. And for a majority of the season, they've basically been in the driver's seat with just 6 games to go in the regular season. Minnesota is still the only team in the division with a winning record. Twins have won 7 of their last 10. They closed out the season against Oakland and Colorado over the last 6. They started a set against the A's tonight at home. So, buddy, we'll be popping some champagne in a couple hours. I know we can't do it here.
Yes, of course.
And not even behind the scenes. So that's still illegal as well.
Very important disclaimer, so thanks for putting that in there. But I saw there were a couple rumors going on about already thinking long term, like, do the Brewers keep Mark Canha around next year? Do they pay his contract club option? Like, let's enjoy where we're at right now.
Let's just relax. I mean, he's almost batting 300, which is a shocker in my opinion. And I watched him for a few years. But enjoy it. You know, you can wrap up the division tonight. Who would have thunk that even 2 months ago, 3 months ago? That, you know, this team is firing on all cylinders. And yes, the Dodgers and Braves are tough. But once you get in, I mean, who wants to see Burns, Woodruff, and Peralta?
That's a heck of a 1-2-3 punch right there.
Absolutely.
And just 3 months ago, the Reds and the Pirates were atop this division.
Yeah, they were right there, right?
That's the magic of baseball right there. Rob Schiff, thanks very much. Greg's got one last check of your forecast right after this.
Stories are told on our Instagram at WKBT News 8. Or you can always find us at news8000.com.
This week's Hy-Vee hot deals are fresh ground beef, just $2.98 for a 1-pound roll. Honeycrisp apples, just $1.88 a pound. And Hy-Vee tomato or chicken noodle soup, just 48 cents. Only at Hy-Vee.
With fall approaching, now is the right time to get your new energy-efficient windows from your home improvement company. We're offering 50% off all windows. Call now to get 0 interest and 0 payments until 2025. Our team of trained and certified professionals will ensure your project is done right the first time. Like the warm weather, this deal won't last forever, so call today or go online to schedule your free consultation and get 50% off your new energy-efficient windows. Your home improvement company, where it's your home made better.
Start your adventure and get in a new Jeep at Pischke Motors La Crosse or Pischke Motors West Salem.
Stop in now during the Jeep Adventure Day sales event. You'll save over 10% off MSRP on a 2023 Jeep Renegade, a 2023 Jeep Compass, or a 2023 Jeep Gladiator. These Jeeps are ready for your next adventure. Pure comfort and functionality at your fingertips with the power and confidence you know Jeep provides. Stop in now because this offer ends October 2nd.
Start your search at Pischke.com and drive away in your new Jeep.
This week's Hy-Vee hot deals are bone-in pork shoulder roast, just $1.68 a pound. Coke products or AHA, just $4.99 each when you buy 3. And Lunchables or P3, just $1.48. Only at Hy-Vee.
Yeah, we'll have showers tomorrow, but coverage-wise, much less, so we'll probably see more dry hours than wet hours, but definitely something to keep in mind of. Then everything turns warm and dry. It looks like 80s for quite a while, probably 5 days. Maybe longer than that, too. So quite a difference here with low 80s. Once again, average heights around 7 degrees.
And that's going to be big for you guys because you'll be walking in the Maple Leaf Parade on Saturday. I'll be below a tent doing some play-by-play coverage, but more on that later this week. For now, we'll see you later at 10.